All right, we've got Utah State head coach Stu Morrill and student athletes Ben Clifford and Spencer Butterfield. We'll start with the coach with an opening comment and take some questions.
Well, I think a lot of times you look at stats and they don't necessarily tell the story of the game, but tonight I think they really do. I mean, they got 17 more shots than us. We shot a high percentage, but we turned it over too much, and obviously, we had lots of chances. We'd get ahead and we couldn't get stops. So, it's frustrating in that we came all the way back and took the lead several times, but never got the lead really with the ball that I can remember. Every time we got the lead, we couldn't get a stop, and they scored. They've gotten us 3 times, so obviously you have to say they're a better team than us. And we struggle a little bit down the stretch. I take credit for that. When you don't execute, when your team doesn't execute down the stretch, it's on the coach. And we panicked a little bit, and when there was more time where we could have done some things, we just turned it over when the game was on the line. But we played really hard, and our guys I'm proud of this group for that. All the adversity we've had with all the injuries and everything else, we've tried night in and night out and played really hard, and that's, we did that again. We just weren't quite good enough tonight.
Open it up for some questions.
Hey, Spencer, regarding the turnovers, can you guys pinpoint what kind of went wrong in that department? You started the game with a bunch of turnovers and ended it the same way a little bit.
I think we were just panicking a little bit there in the beginning. Weren't quite ready for the press. They were pressuring us pretty hard, and we were just a little flustered in the beginning. But once we got control of that and were able to break the press, then we were able to do just fine.
Ben, same question. Did you notice anything out there with the turnover?
I mean, credit to Arlington. Their pressure is great. I mean, they created a lot of turnovers too. And just like what Spencer said, we were a little kind of crazy to start the game. So
They pressure every single day. That's what they do, and we have a really hard time simulating that pressure in practice. First of all, we don't have very many guys, and second of all, our scout squad is a mix of not near the athletes that Arlington has. So even though we prepared for their pressure, it did definitely catch us off guard.
Ben or Spencer, it seemed like each time you guys got a 3, got out in front, it seemed like you maybe had some momentum going your way. Just they'd come back and answer. It just seemed like every time couldn't quite keep it going. How was that deflating at all?
Yeah, I think it was a little deflating. They executed when we got the lead. We should have done a better job of playing defense. They had a lot of second chance opportunities. I think that was the biggest thing. We get a stop, but then they'd get a rebound and put it back and then go up 1, and it was just kind of frustrating. We were so close to just breaking it open, and every time they would answer back. So you got to credit them for that.
Ben, can you talk a little bit about some of those 3-pointers? You hit those couple of really big 3-pointers that give you guys the lead.
yeah, I mean, teammates got me open. They drove to the lane and kicked out for 3. I mean, it's hard to say they mean really that much when, on the next end down the floor, they just hit another big 3 and get a bucket.
Coach, you guys won the rebounding battle, but safe to say they had a few timely rebounds that kind of helped you in. Comment on that.
No question. I mean, they, some boards came out long. They out physical us on a couple. They out quicked us on a couple. I mean, they got some key offensive rebounds. When we would get a stop and didn't rebound it, obviously that hurt us. And we did out rebound them, but they had 9 offensive and we only had 4. So that was certainly a part of the game.
You guys did make a run from being down 18. What do you do to kind of turn around when it seems all the momentum swinging against you and kind of make it a fight at the end?
Well, that's a credit to these guys. That little bit of adversity is nothing compared to losing 4 of your teammates for the season. So, I mean, getting down that big, they weren't going to quit. These guys were going to keep fighting. That's what they've done all year long. So, You know, we just try to keep breaking it into 4-minute segments, trying to win 4-minute segments. That's what we do a lot in practice, a lot of 4-minute situations, and you know, and we started inching our way back into the game.
Any other questions?
Coach, you've obviously had some success in the WAC. This is you're leaving. Talk about, I guess, do you have any parting thoughts on just the success that you've had in this league and moving forward with your program, and you know, whatever thoughts you might have on the WAC as it moves forward too?
Well, I was about as nervous as you could be coming into the WAC from the Big West, you know, trying to figure out if we were going to be able to, you know, hold our own and compete. And you know, in the 8 years we competed in the league, we were able to win 4 regular season championships and get to a number of NC2A tournaments. And you know, the WAC was very, very good for Utah State. You know, it's just unfortunate the way conference alignments have gone, and you know, football is driving the bus. We all know that, and it's all about money and everything else. And you know, we've got a huge challenge moving into the Mountain West, but you know, we hope for nothing but good things for the WAC. It's not going to have football, obviously, but we hope the league does great, because it's been very good for us.
A year ago, you were kind of in a similar situation. Can you talk about the possibilities of postseason?
I think we're done. That's you know, I just don't think there's a postseason out there for us. I mean, we finished tied for 4th in our league, and the team that we finished tied for beat us 3 times. So there's, with the upsets and everything, there's lots of teams ahead of us that will be selected postseason. So I don't think we would be given an opportunity. And you know, if on the slight chance that we were invited, with all the injuries and everything, and our administration feels pretty strongly about, maybe we just ought to shut her down. You know, we got Spencer needs hip surgery. You know, there's a lot of things. A lot of guys. It's just a year where, you know, our chance. It'd be different. We're going to NC2A or the NIT, but the CIT has been great to us. I have nothing against the CIT or the CBI, but where it is, that is the only possibility. And again, I think that is a small possibility. I don't think we would receive an invitation. You know, my conversation with the CIT people indicates that we probably would not. You know, on the small possibility that we did, you know, like I say, we're just going to shut her down. So our season is done.
Coach, you mentioned last week that it's kind of been like 2 seasons this year. What's the biggest thing you take away reflecting on this season?
Well, I told these guys in the locker room I'm very, very proud of how hard they competed and how they handled adversity, and that's what college athletics is supposed to do, prepare you for all the challenges that you're going to face in life. So it has been a trying season on all of us with all the things that went on, but we didn't go away and hide. We kept competing, and injury after injury, and you know, just you know, hopefully we've got our quota of injuries out of the way for the next several years, because I've never seen a year quite like it. But you know, we still got 21 wins. We still 11-7 in league. There were a lot of good things we can take from the season.
Spencer, both you and Ben have kind of sunken eyes. You're staring off into space. Tell me, how hard has this season been with all of the injuries, and kind of what was the atmosphere in the locker room at the end?
Couldn't be prouder to play on this team. I mean, we really pulled together as a family, and I'll always remember that. We really got close as brothers. And I'm just proud of everybody for battling through. We could have quit easily, but we pulled together and tried to keep competing. And so, you know, I'm really proud of the guys for that.
Time for one more question.
I think this game was a little bit of a microcosm of your season in some ways. How you kept fighting, and then you know, just came up a little bit short. Is this a game where you want to be, where you'd prefer to be remembered for your resilience, or for knowing that you guys have improvement to make because you came up short at the end? For Ben and Spencer.
Definitely for improvement. I mean, this is the second year in a row got knocked out of the first round of the conference tournament, and I mean it hurts. And I mean, I just feel like, you know, coming in the years ahead, like we need to play better down the stretch and during league. But I mean, again, I couldn't be prouder of my team. I mean, I made lifelong friends this season just having a group together, you know, with 7, 8 guys.
As far as me, you know, it just motivates me to work that much harder. I think it's the same way for Ben. I think our main goal next year is to just come in, you know, start in the next couple weeks and just work as hard as we can. You know, remember all these times where we were so close and fell short, and just push that much harder, you know, in weight training and practice and one-on-ones with anything individually. We just need to push just a little bit extra so that we don't have this continue to happen.
All right, thanks, you guys.